right now, obviously, as you guys can see, what I'm going to talk about here. I want to talk about two particular things, and this might end up breaking you guys' heart, but it is what it is. So, obviously, I love traveling, but I'm going to take a break from it for like at least a month. Just to relax myself and just, edit the videos and just, yeah, that's basically it. There's a lot of personal reasons towards it, but I just wanted to take a little break, just to stay in the house a little bit more often. On top of that, I want to also talk about something really interesting. The day before I went on the 188, someone requested me to do that route. I was able to do the route. So yeah, just get yourself ready. But that video will not be uploaded anytime soon. So I'm sorry to break the news for you. This video will be posted both on my second and my third channel. So that's basically it. Mainly on my third channel, but my second channel will be there. You guys might be like, what's going on with my main channel? I just wanted to take a break from that channel as well. For those who may not know, I did go a copyright strike for having one of Kaznat's videos over there, and obviously, yeah, it was a strike. But yeah, at the same time, I was also wanted to take a break from that channel because I realized I wanted to fix up that channel a little bit, as I was posting just random videos over there, just crazy content which had nothing to do with the whole lineup of why I was using that channel, if that makes sense. Most of it was supposed to be on both my second and my third, but I was putting everything on my first. So I was just like, let me fix that up. At the same time, I wanted to build up my other channels because I didn't really want to leave them all lonely and sad at the same time, because I know I'll be using those channels more in the future, like basically now to an extent. So that's basically it. But yo, as you guys can see right here, obviously we're here. You guys can see, look, bus number 11 now goes to Waterloo. For those who may not know, bus number 11, shout out to a couple of YouTubers that I now subscribe to nowadays, which is nice. Bus route 11 goes to Liverpool Street, but obviously now it was cut short to Waterloo. And then from there, they want to reroute the bus number 211 to Battersea Power Station. I personally think 11, not only that it doesn't suit Waterloo, but I don't think that's probably the best choice that anyone could possibly think of. A lot of people over here, both on social, YouTube, and any other platform whatsoever, are saying this is a good thing that TFL has done. And I don't want to come out here saying, everybody's probably the most delusional people ever. I don't want to look at like I'm the only person that's just like, I don't support this. I might be the only person that doesn't support this in any way, shape, or form. But I personally don't support it for a lot of reasons. First of all, remember the 11 goes to various locations. Goes start from Liverpool Street to Fulham. It's the only bus from East London that connects to Victoria. The only bus that connects from East London to Trafalgar Square. Besides the number 15, the only bus that connects Liverpool Street to the Westminster, the Victoria. Most importantly, it connects Chelsea, Sloane Square, and even Fulham. It's the only bus from east that goes to the west, if that makes sense to an extent. It's the only bus. It's just like how the 148 being the only bus from South London, working with the company London United, or at some point they also have London Transit, whatever you call it, which is like the old version of the Tower Transits from the west side. But it's the only bus that works on London United in South London. And on top of that, it also goes to somewhere in the west. It connects West London. It is, I was about to say, I think it is, no, it's the third bus around Elephant and Castle that connects places like Victoria and everything. It's also now the only bus, even though there was not really any bus that went there, but it's the only bus that connects Marble Arch. It's the only bus that connects Notting Hill Gate. Like the rest of the Central Line westbound all the way to White City is the only bus that connects there. So big props to that one. Then with the 168 being the only Metro Line bus in South London, I mean, you barely besides the southwest, but when we talk about like south in general, like you don't go to no southeast or actual south of London. You don't see no Metro line. You don't see no London United. You don't. You actually don't. You know. So yeah, that's basically it. But what I'm trying to say with 11, I personally loved it at Liverpool Street because it was the only bus from Liverpool Street, like especially that east side central, like that particular side of central London, or some people like to say east. So at some point, it's like the east central to an extent. East central, going to places that not really any bus can go to. Now I know obviously you got the number 26. You can connect at Aldwych, get number 15 to Trafalgar Square. Fair enough. Nowadays, number 26 being the new version of the eastbound side of the number 11. Which, okay, cool, fine. Don't get me wrong. You know, 26 and 11 were like brothers towards Aldwych until 26 was going to Waterloo. Now, mind you, I was about to say that 26 is the only bus from the east side connected towards Waterloo. Because there's no other bus that connects towards Waterloo. Especially places like Bank, Liverpool Street, Shoreditch, what other places, you know what I'm saying? It goes towards Central and then it goes down the Waterloo Bridge to Waterloo. It's the only bus. But then at the same time, people are going to say, oh, the 76 and the 341, 76 at St. Paul's, 341 at Ludgate Circus. You know what I'm saying? Back in the times, you had 172. You had sometimes back in the times you had number 4. Sorry, but obviously they're no longer there. If anything, I would even say, why don't you extend the 25th back to Liverpool Street to at least have a connection there? I'm just saying, y'all would actually make 23 go back to Liverpool Street. That would actually be cool, you know. That would be like something amazing to an extent. Like at least a minimum of 2 buses. Because here's the thing, just like the same thing, if anyone who's from the east side of London, like the east side, like if you're from places like Beckton, y'all probably are very recognized, or you can probably remember about the bus number 101, helping out the bus number 262 and the 366 going towards Gallen's Reach Shopping Park. Now because of that, 262 being withdrawn between the East Beckton Sainsbury's and Gallen's Reach Shopping Park, and then now the 366 being the only bus connecting Beckton and East Beckton Sainsbury's. Now, even though East Beckton Sainsbury's versus East Beckton Sainsbury's, but still, at least a minimum of 2 buses going towards that place. Because now, even 366 is a single decker bus. That bus be busy. Now with 26, okay, fair enough. 26 is I was about to say 25 hours. My bad. 26 is a double decker bus. Fair enough. But remember that bus goes to various places, which is busy. Remember, it goes to Shoreditch. It goes to places. Okay, now Cambridge Heath is the same. You know what I'm saying? And then it goes through like a little neighborhood that goes towards Hackney Wick, which is fair enough. This might be shocking, but it's kind of cool. Don't get me wrong. It kind of feels cool if the bus going to Victoria, which is kind of crazy how a bus all the way from Hackney, East London, all the way to Victoria. That's interesting. On top of that, now the fact that let's talk about this. Remember, now 26 is the only bus that now goes to Victoria, which is not bad. But then here's the problem that I have. These guys complain about so many buses going towards the same location. They just did the same thing with Waterloo and Victoria. That's what they did. 11, Waterloo to Fulham Broadway. Mind you, what makes me not even support this in any way, shape or form, I personally don't support 11 even go to Waterloo in any way, shape or form. On top of that, having 211 there. Remember, 211 existed because of the bus route 11 withdrawal between Hammersmith and Fulham Broadway. That's just the moral baseline. Remember, 11 used to go to Hammersmith, but then it was withdrawn to Fulham Broadway. So from there, that's when the 211 came then, and obviously it started going to like 5 at Chelsea and Westminster Hospital. Then it connects with the 11. As soon as it reaches Westminster, like the Parliament Square, that's when it goes down to the Westminster Bridge to Waterloo. Remember, 11 and now 211 are basically like brothers. They are brothers, obviously, but now they're like full-on straight brothers to the point that they go to the same destination. But the only difference is, obviously, the 211 is the same. But the 11 is just follows the 211 to Waterloo. Therefore, it just makes the 11 technically useless to an extent. Because remember, it's just like 211 is the same destination. 11 is just, bro. I'm just like, bro, it is what it is. Annoying, to be honest. It's annoying. It's crazy. What makes it worse is that you have number 3 going to Victoria. It just makes no sense. At least the minimum, you would have left 11 at Trafalgar Square, at least. At least, okay, fine, you may have 24, 26 at Trafalgar Square now, where you can go to Victoria. Fair enough. Fine. Okay. You guys can talk about that one. You guys right. A lot of people are saying 11 was very long. I cannot disagree, but to an extent, sometimes routes which are long. Look at number 19. Look at how long that bus is. Imagine that bus going all the way to. No wonder why the bus terminates at the Battersea bus. I looked at where the place terminate, and I was just like, bro, they would at least just let it just go to Clapham Junction, But then I realized that if they did, just even the distance itself from Battersea South Bridge, or Battersea Bridge South side, all the way to Finsbury Park, that route is just long as heck. Now you got 25, yeah, fair enough. I even saw the distance between Ilford and City Thames Link. Shout out to Wonderism, yeah, amazing YouTuber with the bus routes and everything, and even the amazing walks. Sometimes I even watch it on my PlayStation 5. But all jokes aside, though, I remember how he recorded that journey. That shit took him like an hour and 40 minutes. So picture himself when that thing was going to Oxford Circus. I can understand. But the thing is, 25 was the only bus connecting Stratford and Oxford Circus. It was the only bus from East London connecting Oxford Circus. The fact that 8 was going to Tottenham Court Road. If anything, because of that situation, they would have at least to the minimum extended 8 to Oxford Circus. Therefore, I would just be like, okay, fine. I'll put my hands up and I'll just be like, okay, cool, fine. If 25 is still to City Thames, okay, cool, fine. But as long as 8 goes to Oxford Circus, it would make sense. And I'm not saying that because of me. I'm saying that because there is no bus now from like Bank Chancery Lane that goes to Oxford Circus. Where's the connection? Because at this point, remember, people want to go to Oxford Street. Even though, yeah, you get to the good road. Remember that there's only like 2 buses from Tottenham Court Road. Around Tottenham Court Road, Holbornish, going towards Oxford Circus. Remember, you got the 55 and the 98. 55, even though it slightly says like it goes to Holborn, it's at the top, it's at the northbound. Then it goes on the road through Museum Street. Correct me if I'm wrong. You have 98. 98 doesn't come all the time. Or even if it did, still, that bus will be busy because remember, it's the only bus connecting Holborn and Oxford Circus. That's the thing. You got so many buses going to Tottenham Court Road. Remember, you got number 1. And then obviously you got number, what is it called? Number 19. You got number 18. No, not 18. 38. Buses number 24, 29, 176. There's only 4. Okay, there's only 4 buses from Tottenham Court Road, but they only go to Oxford Circus. 73, 55, 98, and 390. 73 and 390 come from Euston or Warren Street. 55 and 98, Holborn. But obviously, those buses. Okay, fine. 55 sometimes comes inactive. 98 sometimes, but not all the time. At least minimum number 8 would go to Oxford Circus. I'm just saying. To be honest, because obviously at the same time, the fact that y'all still be having now 133 going to Holborn, 59, I'm just like, okay, cool, but it's what it is. Remember when 59 used to go to Oxford Circus, King's Cross? The fact that it was the only bus connecting Waterloo to King's Cross, unless if you had to go to Aldwych just to get the 91, but if the 68 or the 168 was not there, you got the 59 at least a minimum of 2 to 3 buses, like as if they're going towards the same location or terminated at the same location to an extent. Now with the Liverpool Street side, like the Aldwych towards Liverpool Street, keeping 11 where it was, at least minimum 2 places here. Either the Liverpool Street bus station again, but this time it's going via the Moorgate, Finsbury Square. Where its diversion goes to. They would even make it go through there, or they would even make it say, "Oh, let's make it terminate around London Wall, which is just around that roundabout of the St. Paul's." You would even leave it like that, and then the night bus just goes to its normal destination and how that shit runs. That's basically the same way what they did with the 271, but then they made it the night bus, and then the night bus is they just extended it all the way to North Finchley. They would have done it like that with the 11, just keeping it the same. Like how it is now, just making it just going. No, don't get me wrong. What they would even done is even keep the 11 at Whitehall Horse Guards. Whitehall Horse Guards or even Trafalgar Square. One of those two. They would have done that. They would have. But they wanted to bring more traffic around Waterloo. Let them not get confused. They're going to have another... Watch. Mind you, let me even tell you this as a true fact here. They're going to have a consultation in 3 to 4 particular places. One is Waterloo. The other one is Baker Street and Marble Arch. And then the other one is going to be Victoria. Because there's so many buses now going to Victoria more than ever. 3 goes to Victoria. 26 go to Victoria. Yeah. And all of those buses, they go there because of the damn 507. And then with the Marble Arch to Baker Street side, bro, there's like 7 to 8 buses going towards the same location. You got 2, 13, 30, 74, 113, 189, 274. That's like 7 to 8 buses around, and then including the night buses, because mind you, some of these buses are 24 hours. 13, fair enough, connecting Baker Street and Victoria, fine. 274, connecting Baker Street and Lancaster Gate, fair enough, fine. 2, understandable. 74, to an extent, it depends. 30 is just a little backup. It's just 30 I look at, and I look at 30 and I look at 189. I look at both of those two. You know, I'm just saying. They could do something good with number 30. I don't know. Apparently, according to my boy Matika, he told me that 30 used to go to Paddington, but then they rerouted it to Marble Arch. And then you have the 189. 189 and 113, they have to do something about it. One of those buses either go to Oxford Circus, helping out the 139 being the only bus from Baker Street going towards Oxford Circus. Either one of those three. One of those two. 113 or 189. One of those two should either go to Oxford Circus again to help out with the 189. I mean, not 189, 139. It's just some BS how one or both of those buses used to go to Oxford Circus. I'm just saying, because the fact that the night bus N133 N113 goes to its normal destination, but it's just extended all the way to Trafalgar Square, which is not really that much of a big deal, depending on the traffic at Piccadilly Circus. But you know, besides that, is what it is. I respect the fact of the 23 going to Aldwych, which is okay, because obviously the way how they did with the bus going to Hammersmith was some BS. If anything, if they made it go to Liverpool Street, that would actually be even more better. I'm even be honest with you. Like it basically goes to its old destination, but it just doesn't go via Oxford Circus. With number 6, they would have made it go to Holborn. Number 98 going to Victoria, because apparently they said, 98 goes to Victoria, but the night bus 98 still goes to Holborn. Like, for example, like how it goes normally. Now, like, for example, with the number 3 goes to Victoria, but the night bus is still the same. The night bus number 3 is still the same. Goes to Oxford Circus, you know, where it goes, Bromley North, yeah. It's still the same, so that's good. You know? With the 11 now look. Besides of it not going now between Trafalgar Square and Liverpool Street, that thing is effed off. But the N11 goes to Whitehall Horse Guards for a good reason, the fact that it still goes to Westminster, which is okay. So that is okay, you know what I'm saying? So that's basically it. At least minimum they would have made it terminated at Trafalgar Square or Aldwych or even St. Paul's. One of those. After all that, you know, they would have done that. At least St. Paul. I'm just saying. They would have done St. Paul's at least. I don't know. Like, you know, the 100 terminates, they wouldn't even let the 11 terminate it. I don't know. Or even Moorgate, Finsbury Square. I'm just saying. Or the Liverpool Street bus station, where it used to terminate before it was extended all the way to Uphold Street. I'm just saying. I know most people are going to be like, oh, that bus is very long. Yes, but sometimes even certain routes which are long is there for a reason. Like, look at number 88. Camden Town to Clapham Junction, Clapham Common. That's already long. Just being extended all the way to Parliament Hillfields, going to another station, Kentish Town Station, is already long. But I don't complain about it because I realize how it has a good connection. The only bus from places like Kentish Town, Camden, around there, north, connecting all the way to south. I'm talking Victoria. No, not Victoria, Vauxhall. It goes to other places too. So it makes a lot of sense towards an extent. You know, it goes to various places that y'all would be like, okay, cool, fair enough. You know? Apparently the only bus from Camden going towards like Oxford Circus, Piccadilly Circus, you know, it goes through the most important places of central London. And then it just goes all the way up to Camden. And then now it was extended to Parliament Hillfields around 2019, withdrawing the C2. But you know, it is what it is. But it's good though. It's good. It's a very good route. It's a very, very good route. You know. Besides that, it is what it is. But let me know what y'all think. You know, let me know what y'all think. But the number 3, fine. I can't really say I have a really big problem with that bus. You know, because as long as the night bus goes to where it normally goes to, that really ain't that much of a big deal. You know, like y'all just gonna have to rely on number 159 now, going towards like, you know, Whitehall, Trafalgar Square. You know, that's what it is. I just personally find it weird of 3 going to Victoria because of number 2 going to Marylebone via Victoria. You know, obviously, you know, these TFLs, they don't like buses going towards the same location, but that's what they be doing. It's like they take away the important buses, withdraw them, they start adding more buses towards that same location, but it doesn't even help out within how the original place was to an extent. The Chancery Lane one is still going to be something I'm still going to talk about. 25, at least minimum, they would have left it at Holborn. At least minimum. Or even to Trafalgar Square. It's not even that long. It may look long, which I cannot complain, but just that little distance of City Thames to Oxford Circus really helped to an extent. It actually did. Because I actually saw the distance. Remember, you guys see the way how the Central Line moves between Bank and Oxford Circus. It is very quick. Bank to St. Paul's, it just does this like that, 15 to 20 miles per hour. I'll say 15. Or even 10. No, I'll just say 15. Then, it just goes at least a good 30 to Chancery Lane. Then 20 to 30 to Holborn. And Holborn and Chancery Lane is just this close. And then Tottenham Court Road is just down there, which ain't even that far. It's like at least a minute. And then Oxford Circus is just like a minute as well. But not even that far. That's the thing. And even the buses that they're using now, they may be a little bit diesel, but at least is more better than, to an extent, the other buses that they would use. I don't know, man. But yeah, it's bad. I just don't support it in any way, shape, or form. I just don't support it. I just really don't. 11 going to Waterloo, it just doesn't make any sense. And then for the 211 going to Battersea Power Station, there's no point. You might as well just reroute. You might as well withdraw it and extend number 11 to Hammersmith, like as if it's taking over the old route for the 211 to an extent. But yeah. But one day I'm gonna try out the 211. I have been on the 211 full route, but one day I will try it out soon in the future. I'm not saying now. Probably around before June. Probably in the May half term to an extent. I'll see. But yeah, that's basically it. 133 going to Holborn. Oh, the 80s. Is this what they were talking about? So the bus number 80 has got a new type of bus. So that's very, very interesting, to be honest. Very, very interesting. But yeah. Anywho, let me know what y'all think. Please like, subscribe, and peace.